absolutely no denying that Goku is one of the greatest anime protagonists of all time. There's also no denying that he's one of the dumbest. As much as everyone loves the Saiyan hero, you gotta admit he makes a lot of questionable decisions. So let's take a deep dive through Goku's mixed bag of a past to see which mistakes made us facepalm the hardest. You know that friend you have that you tell that you're moving and he asks, "Oh, when?" because he's down to help without you even asking? That's Goku. He's a ride-or-die friend, and one of the nicest guys in anime history. While this would be a virtue in the real world, in the constant chaos of the Dragon Ball universe, it's kind of a weakness. You see, if Goku's the ultimate help-you-move friend, Frieza is the guy who steals your van full of stuff. In many ways, that makes him the perfect adversary for Goku. Even in situations where Goku overpowers him, he's still able to prey on his compassion to gain the upper hand. This was exactly what happened during their epic Namekian brawl. This showdown was the thing for 90s kids when it first aired on Toonami. The moment that had every kid and teenager throwing things at the television was when Frieza begged Goku for mercy, and he did it. Not only that, but Goku even gave the dude some of his energy so he could potentially escape the dying planet. Of course, Frieza then turns on Goku, making the hero actually have to take him out. Allegedly. Well, at least Goku learned his lesson, right? He wouldn't spare Frieza again, would he? Well, in Dragon Ball Super, he did exactly that after the Tournament of Power. He's already tried to sick Broly on Goku and friends, and that's just his traitor starter course. Dragon Ball Super decided to come in cooking with gas by introducing a character who is much more powerful than any that had come before. He's the being that all the OP beings are terrified of. Even Vegeta, who respects and fears nobody, treats Beerus like a king. So naturally, Goku tries to punch him in the face. His attempt to challenge Beerus is probably the most embarrassing fight he's had since King Piccolo humiliated him in Dragon Ball. He's usually the guy who holds back all of his power until he feels it's appropriate. This time, though, he throws everything and the kitchen sink at Beerus, and it doesn't even matter. We hadn't seen Goku go Super Saiyan 3 for years, and when he finally dusted that bad boy off against Beerus, he might as well have been Yamcha. At least he didn't try to punch Lord Zeno in the face. Well, there's still time. So imagine if during Avengers Endgame, Captain America decided to not use Thor's hammer on Thanos because he thought it was too powerful. Wouldn't that have seemed kinda weird considering the fact that the fate of the universe was at stake? Well, Goku did exactly that when he went up against the bubblegum bad boy Majin Buu. There was a lot of hype before Buu showed up. Everyone made it very clear to Goku that he was one of the most dangerous beings that had ever lived. Goku didn't really pay attention to that part though, because he decided not to take Buu out pretty early in the arc. Many fans think his Super Saiyan 3 form could have overwhelmed the regular Buu. Goku didn't really go all out on him when it could have made a difference. What's crazy is that's not even the first time he held back in the arc. Majin Vegeta made it very clear that he was 100% evil now, and was planning on causing mayhem. Goku decided to just keep it at Super Saiyan 2 when they had their long-awaited rematch. At least things weren't quite as dire on a universal scale as they were when he phoned in his Buu fight. Vegeta didn't eat anybody, at least. Yep, that's right, Goku's Buu blunder led to his friends getting turned into chocolate and munched down like a bite-sized candy bar on Halloween. Luckily, Goku decided to actually go for it against Kid Buu and actually saved the day, so he can show up when he wants to. Perhaps no enemies in the entire Dragon Ball franchise had as much hype on them as Vegeta and Nappa. Once Raditz told the guys that more powerful Saiyans were coming as Goku dropped into the afterlife, things got real. The Earthbound heroes freaked out, and Goku raced to King Kai's planet to get some training in. All that time proved not to matter a whole bunch though, because the Saiyan tag team proved to be even more formidable than expected. Most of them went down just taking on Nappa. Everything got even more intense when Goku went up against Vegeta one-on-one, only for him to find out Vegeta was too much for him. Luckily, things worked out in his favor, but it was one of his closest calls in the series. Naturally, this experience really humbled Goku and got him to take situations like this a lot more seriously. So, when Krillin was ready to finish the Saiyan Prince, Goku was down for it, right? Of course not. He convinced his bald bestie not to go through with it and let the killer go. To be fair, this one ended up actually helping the Z fighters in the long run. Vegeta has become perhaps Goku's most valuable, albeit reluctant ally. When future Trunks came to the scene, he did so with real flair. He sliced Frieza apart like Christmas ham and then dropped some bombs. Trunks told Goku that an apocalypse was on the way, and that our Saiyan hero was going to get sick due to a heart virus. Goku really took that first part seriously, but kind of forgot about the second part. He decided to spend the interim time training instead of making an appointment to a cardiologist. And when the androids inevitably arrived, Goku wasn't ready for his heart problems. If he would have been, they probably would have avoided that old cell thing. Why does nobody call him on these things? Almost every character in the show has been taken out at least a few times over the years. Then the gang collects the Dragon Balls and just brings them back to life. So it was pretty weird that after the Cell Saga, Goku opted not to be brought back to life. This was pretty weird for many reasons. For one, Chi-Chi had another kid on the way. Goten spent most of his early life without a father. Chi-Chi even had to be the one to train him. That's pretty irresponsible, even by Dragon Ball standards. The other weird part was that he more or less just abandoned the Earth. That place is like 6 months away from an apocalypse at any given moment. Goku can't leave that place for a second without some new monster or alien coming to destroy everything. Most fans kinda thought this was the passing of the torch from Goku to Gohan as the new main character. They gave up on that pretty quickly as the Great Saiyan Man just wasn't quite as interesting as Goku was. Still, you gotta think that Goten has some issues because of it. Don't play cats in the cradle around the boy, it makes him cry. Everybody needs a good hobby. For some, that's video games. Others like to make the best YouTube content about Dragon Ball Z ever made. For Goku, he has fighting tournaments. In some ways, every single villain arc is just a substitute for Goku's tournament obsession. This would explain why he holds back so often when he doesn't think he's being challenged properly. In the last tournament during Dragon Ball Z, Goku goes up against Oob. This new fighter has something special about him, but Goku can't quite put a finger on it. Turns out he's actually the reincarnation of Kid Buu. Goku has so much fun sparring with him that he decides to abandon everybody so that the two of them can go off and train somewhere. Meanwhile, Goten is probably sitting somewhere with a ball and a mitt waiting for his dad to come home. Gonna be waiting there for a long time, bud. The Senzu Beans are a pretty cool part of the Dragon Ball lore. They're basically an HP potion for fighters in distress. They've saved our heroes multiple times over the years. What you aren't supposed to do is give them to the bad guys. You see, Goku must have not gotten that message. During the Cell games, he made the mistake of giving Cell a Senzu Bean so that he would be at 100% against Gohan. In his mind, this was a really sweet gesture. He believed that Gohan would be strong enough to stop Cell and wanted to show he believed in him. Giving a bad guy a leg up in the battle against your son isn't good fatherhood, man. Take the kid fishing or something. King Kai has really been there for Goku and the gang. He's trained them, offered free advice, and been a much more helpful mentor than Master Roshi since Dragon Ball ended. So how does Goku repay King Kai for all this? Does he buy him a nice watch? Give him a signed card? Nope, he straight up destroys his planet in a fiery explosion. When Cell tried to self-destruct, Goku valiantly rushed in and used his instant transmission to take him away. Now, he could have taken Cell pretty much anywhere. Even the void of space was a viable option, so why did he have to pick the planet of his mentor and all of his little cartoony friends? Destroying somebody's planet is just plain rude. I don't care what universe you're from. Perhaps no conflict in the Dragon Ball series has been quite as dire as the Tournament of Power. The entire fate of the multiverse was at stake, and it seemed like there was nothing that could stop it. In many ways, it was Dragon Ball's equivalent to Infinity War or Crisis on Infinite Earths. While it was pretty exciting to see our heroes and villains go up against alternate Saiyans and doppelgangers, it was pretty dark. The Zeno twins were pretty much going to destroy most of the multiverse just for kicks and giggles. They're basically overpowered godchildren who have no stake in the lives of little people as long as they get to see a tournament. It's no wonder that they and Goku became such fast friends. Seriously, Goku and Zeno took to each other like new kids at kindergarten who just decide to become best friends randomly one day. So it's kinda strange that Goku never tries to talk the Zenos out of their plans of, wiping out trillions of people for no reason. Truth be told, Goku seemed a little excited about the prospect of it. Someone really should talk to him about his tournament problem. He needs an intervention like it's his own episode of My Strange Addiction. Goku, everyone on the internet here loves you. You're just hurting yourself and possibly the multiverse by being so obsessed with tournaments. That would be the best episode of that show. Well, there you have it, all of Goku's most questionable decisions. Which one do you think was the most ridiculous? Were there any real bad ones that we might have missed? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more from CBR. Thanks for watching.